What is the best way to plan out my finances? This is one of those questions that I get asked all the time. How do I actually plan my money so it works for me? I'm Adam Walcombe, financial planner and author of Plan for Happy, a step-by-step guide to growing your wealth. What is the best plan for investing your money? Many people get really confused with this idea. They put all their money into one strategy, simply hoping for the maximum growth. And that's it. But I'm here to tell you that's actually not the best way to do it. Let me explain. Let's say you've got savings in cash, maybe some ISAs, and maybe a pension here or there. But how are they invested? And do you have a specific plan or strategy for them all? My guess is for most people, probably not. For most people, their strategy, if that's what they want to call it, is actually just a collection of cash and funds that they have chosen at one time when they were doing well and now are probably not doing anywhere near as well. And as for the pension, forget about it. Over 90% of all pensions remain in the default fund chosen by the pension provider for you on day one. So that answers that question. But it doesn't need to be that way, and I'm here to tell you how to do it. It's easy. Just think short, medium, long. That is, think about splitting your funds into 3 buckets, short, medium, and long. And these buckets correspond to when you will actually need these funds. Then we create different investment strategies for each of these buckets. For example, short term. I like to think this is under 2 years. This is for money you are going to need pretty soon. Medium term, which can be anywhere between 3 to 7 years, and long term, which is around 8 years plus. So the key question is, how much will you need in each of those time periods? Think about your life at the moment. Is your mortgage deal coming up to expire in the next couple of years? Or will you soon begin to start paying school fees? All of these life events need capital, and it's up to you to plan out the funds so you've got money to pay for them. So here is the way I think about it. Let's start with short term. So any needs 2 years and under. This is actually a really easy one. There is only one place for this money, and it's cash. Cash is safe, secure, and cannot fall. Plus, for the first time in a long time, you are actually getting a decent return on cash. You can find up to 5% in some places. So why cash? Because this is money you will need soon. And if you've got this invested, then Murphy's Law says just as you're about to pull the funds out, the market goes and drops significantly. This is why it's best not to invest short-term funds and just leave them in cash. Now, that's short-term. Let's jump to long-term. So, for long-term, these are the funds that you really won't need for anywhere from around 8 years onwards. If you're under 50, then you would probably include all pensions in this bucket and any other investments or cash you want to put away for a long time. So where do these go? Everyone may be different here, but my view is that there needs to be a pretty good reason why this shouldn't be all in 100% equity funds. Normally, low-cost global equity tracker funds. Why? Because history tells us that no other asset grows like equity. Equity is also the most volatile asset class. It goes up and down more than, say, cash or bonds or property. But when you look over the long term, it also has the highest average growth rate. And why is that? Because when you're investing in equity, you're buying shares in the greatest companies in the world. Apple, Google, Microsoft, Tesla. You own a small piece of those companies and get the performance ups and downs that come along with that. As the plan is not to touch this money for a very long time, my view is that it's best to ride out the ups and downs, as this should give you the highest long-term returns. So, taking stock again, short-term cash, long-term 100% equity. That leaves us with the medium term. Where does the medium term money go? This again is where the art of financial planning comes in, and it really depends how much of a risk taker you are. Remember, you're going to probably need these funds in 3 to 8 years. For some people, some sort of balanced investment approach here is appropriate. What do I mean by balanced? I mean a blend of equities, bonds, and other asset classes that doesn't have the growth of 100% equity if things go higher, but also doesn't have the volatility either. By doing this, you tend to sacrifice some growth for stability. And as you'll need the funds in 3 to 8 years, that's not a bad trade-off in my view. But remember, markets can move around a lot, and just because a strategy has worked in the past doesn't mean it's going to work in the future. So there you go. That's how to think about planning out your finances. Think short, medium, and long term. Any questions, leave a comment in the comment section below and I'll see if we can help.